Alright guys, Papa Pepper here, working on more projects. As you can tell, still doing a lot of harvesting and planting, even though it's pretty much the end of November. So that's interesting, that's exciting. Definitely love the fact we've got a bright, beautiful sun up there behind us. And I'm in a t-shirt right now. I don't even know what the temperature is, but probably somewhere in the mid-60s right now, which is excellent. I'm here at the herb garden. So the herb garden is where I got a lot of my propagated brown turkey figs in the background. And in the front I've got catnip, I've got mugwort, lavender. I was growing the toothache plant here this year. And I've also got yarrow growing down here. So yarrow is a really cool one. Definitely used for a lot of different things. Man, even back to the natives of this country, you know, it's indigenous here. It's a member of the sunflower family, actually, which you wouldn't really think. But they would chew it, they would brew it, steep in different things. It's popular in a lot of different tinctures. It's definitely used as something that animals can graze on too, which is one of the purposes we're growing it for. And eventually it goes to seed. So these incredible leafy plants, you can get a good look at that. You know, it's got tons of little leaves, very distinct scent to it, and they'll send up kind of these big things like this that'll turn almost flat, and there'll be a whole bunch of little either white, I guess they come in yellow, pinks, as well as different colors. I think white is kind of the natural one around here, but they'll grow, and then they'll turn to seed, and it's perennial, keeps coming back. So a cool thing is, you know, here you can see I had another patch where I snipped it all off, used it as an animal feed. Some people do use it as one of the natural things that an animal can eat that can help keep them healthy and deworm them. Now, just like here where I've got my turnaround driveway heading all the way back from the entrance to the property, and that's kind of part of what came up with living and just kind of fitting how life works, because it's easier for me to pull around with the trailer and make a whole loop than just to kind of drive up and then try to back out and stuff. I was actually landscaping up the middle then, putting in some fruit trees, and this whole section here I'm going to clear through. There's going to be garden in the center here too with my drive-through, right, because people use drive-throughs to get food going around the outside. Well, as I was doing that, I realized to get kind of from the poultry over to the garden without walking around that way, I'd want a walkway. So changed our pattern, our plan a little bit. Like I said, kind of with the drive-through too, as you live, you figure, all right, well, let's do something better. So monster trucks there. Yes, it's way past morning rooster. But this is gonna be, and I'll probably round the edge of this, but this is gonna be a walkway. Next to the walkway, I'm just gonna put in a big bed of yarrow. Something that's always gonna be here. We can trim from it, use it for the animals, use it for us, harvest it, dry it, make tinctures out of it, include it in different things. Maybe make some tea out of it, stuff like that. So I've got all these seeds right here. A lot of them, really. And the seeds are so tiny. You probably can't actually see any of the seeds, they're so tiny, but they're there. So what I'm gonna do is build up this bed real quick, a couple different layers of stuff. Then I'm gonna put the seeds real finely on top. If I was planting them in the spring, you know, they're what you're aiming for, about a 1/4 inch under is about all. I got something tickling my nose. Just about a 1/4 inch under, you know, is all that you'd want at the max. So what I'm gonna do is actually kind of put them on top and then just put down a layer of straw. And just like they'd be planted in the wild, when it goes to seed, it dries and it falls, you know, sometime throughout the winter, and then it's there to sprout up in the spring. That's how we're gonna put it here. Hopefully it'll be a nice, thick, lush bed. In the dormant season every year, I can just, you know, add a little bit more rabbit manure to it or something like that. Hit it with some stinging nettle tea or fish emulsion throughout the summer, but keep it rich, keep it healthy, keep it vibrant, keep it growing, and keep it being able to grow in the same place for years to come. So that's our goal, that's our project. He's actually got a little seedling in the pot that we've still got growing too. So we'll get working on this. But just one more way of incorporating good, healthy, normal, natural, wild plants in our area, in a way, into the landscaping that benefits us. And you know, there's a whole pile of animals right up there. Our animals just allows us to live, you know, a peaceful, simple life with some plants and animals. So a couple things we just did there. One, you can see I mixed in some of the leaves that have been falling. That's what's naturally going to break down, make up a lot of the soil in this area anyway. So just to kind of put some extra organic material in between the actual soil we had, added some of that in. Another thing you'll notice, I left a little bit of time, a little bit of space on top. Got a couple inches, because over time we're going to be adding to this. I'm going to be adding things like rabbit manure. I'm going to be adding things that are going to build up the soil as well. Maybe throw a layer of compost on sometimes when it's dormant too. And that'll allow so if you build it up slowly, the root systems that'll exist, you know, it'll give them time to keep sprouting through, or if you bury them too deep, you'd smother the plant and it would die. So got some room for growth at the top there as well. But all we gotta do now is we're just gonna add a layer of straw like you see us doing with all our raised beds right now. Just put a protective covering on top. I lightly mixed in some of the seed, and then I did sprinkle some on top. I probably went pretty heavy, but that's fine. If we're able to keep them, if this turns into just a solid row of yarrow, that's going to be perfectly fine with us. There'll be a lot of seeds for time to come, or future, a lot of leaves to use for a number of things, and then you know, as long as we're keeping it rich enough and putting enough nutrients and vitamins and minerals and things that plants need, it can still have a lush, vibrant growth there, even if it's completely packed full of plants. So I'm gonna get some straw now, put that on top, and we'll call this one done. See you guys next time. Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.